It's hard to understand the way that you went out. I bet you're living with a little hint of doubt. Maybe next time when you gotta show your hand, you won't cut and run, you'll finally make a stand. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Existential questions always get you down. All you want to know is are we lost or found? Is there something that you feel you need to chase? I bet you thought you put me in my place. 'Cause I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. We're not through. Yeah, I know it's true, I'm finally getting to you. You can run, you can hide, but inside, I'm finally getting to you. Yes, it's true. I still love you, but I am getting to you.
Stand by to initiate release sequencer. On my mark. 5,
We're on express elevator to hell. Going down.
2, 1. Mark.
Welcome back to the Resupply with me, Guy Next Door.
Possibly me, DK, but who knows?
and obviously no Than. We're bringing you your weekly double tap of all things... Weekly? Semi-regular double tap of all things Space Marines, Laserforce. Nice to see you, sir. I hope you're well.
What's up?
Obviously,
Oh, yeah.
we're missing the mainstay. The mainstay, he's coming. We're preamble. Then so just peek behind the curtain. Preamble and then guest. That's how you run a show.
Here, hold on. I'll make it feel more at home. There. It's like he never left.
Yeah, that's perfect. We're missing our illustrious senior citizen, old man Than this week. I can't even remember what he. Oh, I think he's family time. Family time.
Soccer.
Soccer.
Yeah, he's probably playing his like 8th game of this week, and he's gonna be like, guys, I messed up my knee again. You're like, well, what did you expect, dude?
Something.
Hopefully not. We wish Than all the best. I hope he stays in good health.
Laserforce tournament. I assume that's Beans.
I believe so. Yes.
Yeah. So we
Who controls the tournament stream has the power.
He's got the power. We're gonna bring our guest in shortly. It's a surprise who it is. So guesses in chat, I guess. But before we do that, I actually got to play some Laserforce for the first time in like a month, and
That's
I know,
dope, bro.
Boo hoo, a month. But we have officially, Auckland Laserforce have new ownership. I got to meet the owners for the first time this week, and I tell you what, they are awesome. Really, really awesome. And that's not to take anything away from the previous ownership, because they also were awesome. They just kind of got...
We're cool dudes.
They were really cool. I haven't messaged him yet, but I'm meaning to. Thank you, Andre and family, for everything that you brought to Auckland Laserforce over the, I think, 7 years that they owned it. They were awesome. But they kind of got, they had some bad luck, which was a real shame, because I think they could have done some really amazing things with Auckland Laserforce. Had they not have, been closed for almost half of the time they owned the center. This is stupid.
Yeah, lousy.
It's so rough.
Pandemics and hurricanes and floods and meteor strikes and all kinds of nonsense.
Yeah, I felt a little bit nervous last night because we had a cyclone roll through this week, and I think there was like over 700 lightning strikes. I think last night across. Is that all? Yeah, that's big for us. Mm-hmm. So yeah, a little bit wary. Thought hopefully they've got some sandbags and stuff, but they are they grew up. But yeah, they are awesome. We sat down with them this week. We didn't play heaps of tag. Heaps of Laserforce. We actually did play tag for the first time, and I don't know. And I'm talking specifically the game tag.
Yes, I remember the screenshot you sent me.
Yeah.
Or did you put it in Discord? I can't remember. I saw it somewhere, wherever it was.
It's not a good game. It's not as bad as I remember from the last time I played, because the people actually tried. But oh goodness me, I know, right? Hey Slam man, what's going on, dude? Nice to see you. It's not a good game.
Blast from the past.
But we sat with them for most of the night, well, maybe like over half of the evening, the members' night, and they have some really exciting ideas for the center, and kind of I off the back of their excitement, we were waxing poetic about things that they could do to kind of to improve the place. Not that I've ever run a laser force, but been around one long enough to kind of have some ideas, and the ideas that we both had were pretty in sync with each other. So, man, I can't wait. Hey, Crypt, what's going on? Nice to see you.
Would they like to hire me as a tournament coordinator for $80K a year?
Yes. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
How good are you with
Sweet.
a skill sword?
I like them already.
Yeah. I'm a deep sleeper, in that Thunder and Light show woke me up. Dude, it was fucking nuts. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. You had Stallion turn up at League this week? What, really? That's awesome. Oh man, that's so cool. I didn't know that he was over there either.
Yeah. Did he get everybody sick?
No, there was no Megan the Stallion.
Got him.
I actually raised it with the new owners to see if they wanted to maybe come onto the show at some point, and they said that they'd be keen. So we might at some point sit down and interview the new Auckland ownership at Laserforce. So we'll get more of an in-depth view of kind of what they're keen to do with the site, and man, I was excited, real excited about what they're gonna do. We're gonna talk about the medic thing. We'll get there. We're gonna get there.
Get the Auckland owners on. It'll be the hard-hitting journalism equivalent of a Fox News host interviewing some Trump administration official, probably.
So, what scandals are you involved in? I categorically deny any scandals.
Why are you the greatest Laserforce owners of all time?
Yeah, that's so good. These lazy Gen Z boys. Who's a lazy Gen Z boy? Not neither of us. Yeah. Look. Let's not dilly dally any longer, because we've got a lot to talk about today, and I don't want to keep everyone all day. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the show our longtime friend of the show, and all round good dude. Please welcome Rusty. Hey, Rusty, what's going on?
Hello, friends.
Yes. I was real
Happy Saturday.
happy Saturday to happy Easter.
Happy anniversary as well.
Thanks, dude. It is my wedding anniversary, or mine and my wife's wedding anniversary today, and to celebrate, we're doing a podcast.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well done. Well done. I appreciate your sense of priority.
Dan's the MVP.
She's pretty awesome. She's got this Fitbit. She's been on this health buzz, and this morning she did a workout, and it didn't give her the points from the workout, and she was pretty fucking mad about it.
I mean, that seems like a good transition.
That's always
Than
the
anything
same
else I've
thing.
heard.
I forgot to start my watch. Oh no.
No, she did. It robbed her. There was like, nah,
That's
your
even
workout
worse.
wasn't good enough. So
That is actually worse.
I think she's been doing some cardio in the lounge for the last 40 minutes or so. Again.
You will give me that reward.
Yeah, she's part of this program, and if she gets this final amount of points, she gets $120 grocery voucher or something. That's a lot of snacks.
Right.
That's a lot of snacks.
No. If you're burning calories, Steve, you don't buy snacks with the $120.
What?
No, but that's how they
Beans,
keep you coming back,
protein.
Rusty. That's how they make sure that you keep doing your workouts.
Yeah,
It's
what's the point?
Okay, here you go, but go buy some more food.
Yeah, why would you do workout if you're not going to get snacks? I don't understand.
Okay, I can't disagree with that.
Yeah. How you been, bro? What's new with you?
Man, being a dad is a busy time.
I think the word you're looking for is great.
Oh no, she's so much fun.
Yeah.
Just not when she's awake at 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock.
Does she sleep through ever, or you're not there yet?
No,
Oh.
we have not had one night where she slept.
Fucking
the whole night yet.
sweet.
So, everyone says this is she grows so quickly, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't want to wish this period away, but I would love to get 8 hours of sleep consecutively. And I don't even wake up all the time. Natalia wakes up way more than me. So
Yeah.
I also have a new appreciation for mothers during this whole process.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, man, we've been good, keeping out of trouble, trying my best to still play every Monday so I don't get too out of shape. Just be a good dad these days.
Yeah.
Pretty boring.
I mean, fulfilling and whatever, self-fulfillment, whatevs.
Older and wiser, apparently.
Yeah. Now you've
Old Rusty wouldn't have done this.
yeah, he would have smashed some protein and gone to the gym. That's how he rolls.
Be playing an overnight nap at 3 a.m. Then it doesn't feel quite so bad.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm gonna be home as soon as we're done each day. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah. Now, so you've got the unenviable task of basically being well, not even basically. You're the tournament director for. Oh crap! Thank you very much for the sub. You're tournament director this year for Laserforce Space Marines 2025 Internationals. How's the planning going? How's the job?
Mate, it's so easy. I don't know why you said it was it's just the easiest thing I've ever fit into my schedule.
Yeah.
To do. No, look, it's been good. There's been a bit of there's been ups and downs.
Yeah.
Obviously, I think the trickiest thing recently has been how many teams showed up to Loveland last year. I hyped the shit up out of it to the Brisbane owners, and I genuinely thought we were going to get 10 teams.
Right.
I was like, oh man, maybe we'll even get more than that. And real life happens, and we've obviously been chatting about it with some people not coming over anymore, and that's absolutely okay. So it's sort of changed the dynamics of it. But
yeah.
With a bit of persistence and chatting, and I would like to think flexibility.
Yeah.
I feel like we've got a few things back on track. Hence why I thought, it'd be good to catch up and chat, seeing as what are we 14, 15 weeks away from.
Well, when you say it
playing,
like that,
really, it's not far. So
Yeah.
I want
Yeah, that doesn't
to
seem so bad
start
anymore.
pumping up everyone's tires. And yeah, that's right. It's less than 4 months. So
Goodness me.
people need to start booking tickets, accommodation. I wanted to give some clarity around, I guess the support of the owners, as everybody knows, without ownership support, or even if you have limited support, sometimes limited's not enough. You really need the owners to be 110% in,
I agree.
and I feel like we're there now. So
Awesome.
I'm pumped in the sense that what I would want out of a tournament in terms of the accommodation and flexibility that the site would provide, I'm happy to say I think we've got what we need to make this really, really good.
Well, this ownership group, this is their first one.
Yeah, look, much like Auckland ownership, these guys have had a roller coaster too. I think they settled or signed the lease or took over in December 2019, and we all know what happened 3 months later, right? The world shut down.
So brutal.
Yeah, absolutely crazy. And we obviously had a lot of lockdowns over this side of the world. And, how people have fun and what they do with their kids and everything like that it's certainly changed. So yeah, look, it's they've definitely first tournament, and I'm glad we're in a position where we're even hosting one.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, for sure.
It's still here, which is good.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because it could so easily be the other case, which is the site, disappears.
Isn't
like a
here
lot of
anymore, and
places.
we're not even having a conversation.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Right. Well, let's start with kind of the nitty gritty, and then we'll get into kind of extracurricular and kind of the the teams and all that sort of stuff. But what are the key information points for this year?
So I'll post this on Laserforce tournaments afterwards, but we can just sort of go through the key things. Maybe
Exclusive premiere.
Explain what it is, and then you figure out what else you want to ask me off the back of it. So entry fee. So this will cover the tournament games, the trophies, and the Sunday night practice, which will be 7 to 10 p.m. That's $200 Australian dollars.
Fuck, that's cheap.
200 Oz. No, don't say that. Don't say we don't say
that's
that.
an appropriately priced tournament.
A perfectly appropriately priced tournament.
Well, by cheap I mean like over the last little while, tournament fees have been creeping up. This one, it's not the cheapest, but it's not horrifically expensive. That's really affordable. Watch me backtrack.
The reason why I'm actually happy with that. Well, look, there's at this point 8 teams, right? That's a segue, but we should have 8 teams, which most Nats I would say average 6. So that's another couple of teams in terms of just flat out baseline people paying to play, which that's definitely helped.
Yeah,
flatline that a little bit, which is good. Obviously, the dates, the 4th to the 8th of August. Now, this took a little bit of negotiating, and this did change a few times, but I know there was, a yearning for some extra practice games at other Nats in the past. So it was important to me to try to make sure that if people are going to come all the way to Australia, there's plenty of time, to come in and play early. So the way it's worked out is the owners have agreed that on the Friday, the Saturday, and the Sunday, travelling players can play. So if they want to play for one of the days, it's $50 Australian dollars.
Wow.
If they pay for 2 days, it's $100 Australian dollars. But then you'll get the third day thrown in as a cherry on top. Right.
Friday, Saturday,
and what that
Sunday.
means is, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Right.
And what that means is, if there's a couple of teams sitting around and there's no public games, you just let the manager know you want to play, and boom, you'll be playing SM5 between groups after groups. Awesome. And that's the whole day. So if people want to get in there super early, you might be able to play public games on the Saturday, but they don't want us beating up on little kids for obvious reasons. So, as long as the manager knows that you're keen to play, they'll do their best to get you in there. So, it would be an extra $100 Australian, but if you do get in there and you do try and give it a good crack, you will get some great value for money.
So just to clarify that, so if you pay the $100 Aussie bucks, that's all day Friday, that's all day Saturday, and that's all day Sunday up until the official practice.
Up until 5 o'clock.
And
So
that's where
they've got a Sunday night special 5 to 7, which they aren't going to let us play in. And they don't want people paying to play in that either. There's a group of players that come every week, and apparently they don't like playing little kids and they don't like playing really good people.
I think that's good. That's kind of like a mid...
Right in the middle.
Yeah. That's a good thing.
So we'll respect that, of course, and that's why I thought we'd do captain's meeting 6 p.m. on the Sunday, so an hour before we would actually kick off on the proper, included in the $200 Australian practice night. Now, obviously, I would have loved longer, but, I think 10 p.m. is already going to be really late for me.
Yeah.
And probably other people. So we'll just try and bash in as many games as we can. I'm not sure, I know most travelling teams like to play the home team, so hopefully if on the Friday and then we'll have the Brisbane guys around on the Sunday night all going well.
Okay.
Because I don't know if I can personally come in, there'll be other Brisbane people around.
Yeah.
But I know whenever I went to other locations, I'd like to play the host teams as quickly as possible to sort of see how the lay of the land was and how the field and arena played. So
yeah. But that's pretty good, I think. Like, pretty good value if you pay. You're essentially paying $50 a day, and then if you can fit.
Capped at $100.
Capped at $100. Yeah.
So if anyone's thinking about booking tickets and arriving Friday night, try and arrive Thursday night. Because then you can come in on Friday. Hopefully there'll be 12, 15, 18 people floating around. Just go to town. You can start making your own teams and having a crack. And you might know the field better than us if you fit in enough games by the time Monday morning 9 o'clock rolls around. So does that make sense? Does that?
Yeah, definitely. Well, to me it does. Bean, Stan, Cody, Lenny, and maybe DK land Friday morning. Wow,
yeah, if I get the same flight as the rest of them, it gets in at like 6 or 7 a.m. on Friday, something like that.
Yeah.
So, we'll just rock up to Lasers right after that.
Is
Play the rest
LLT
of the day.
the Babe? Is that Gabe? Did you change it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah. Did you change your name? Or has it always been the Babe? Anyway, Gabby, if it is you, are you guys? How many of you are arriving on the Wednesday? Because that's awesome. And also, are you staying? And I mean, maybe not the podcast is the best place to do it, but I'm gonna jump.
What's your social security number?
I'm gonna jump the gun a little bit. If you're coming to Brisbane, book at the Brisbane Gateway Motor Park.
That was in my next thing.
Okay.
It was part of.
Should we?
Brisbane Gateway is where everyone seems to be booking. And I tried to get discounts and stuff, and it was just getting too complicated.
Yeah.
And
it's pretty good anyway.
People, just book. If you're coming from America, it's basically free with the US dollar difference.
Yep. It was very easy for me to pay for the accommodations to get into the door, not realizing that I had completely screwed over Al because he had a prepaid card that he was going to put the gateway fee on.
Suck it, Melbourne guys. Now, I think everyone's going to try and stay there. Last time most of the traveling players stayed there, and it's so good. Like having
except for Than,
except for Than, whatever. You'll be there this time though, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Anyways,
we were Than and I were actually talking about maybe renting a smaller cabin for the more introverted players to maybe get away from the craziness when everybody is when we feel like we're done with the nonsense. But we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
YOLO.
Okay, so that's practice. I think that's pretty good value. That's pretty sweet. captain's meeting, you said from 6 on the Sunday?
6 on Sunday.
Okay,
I
and
mean,
then...
I don't mind coming in earlier and being a social butterfly and just talking some crap, but I don't think we're going to need...
Nah.
I don't think we're going to need all too long.
I would assume as well, like, if people are playing throughout the day on the Sunday, when that Sunday night special kicks off and we have our 2-hour break or whatever...
we can start it at 5.
Yeah,
I
people will
don't
mill
mind.
around.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
And then we can just be ready to roll it at 7.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's why it's good, honestly, that we're kind of like not supposed to play between 5 and 7, because that will give the non-captains built-in time to go grab dinner before we have practice. Because I know from experience, sometimes you're there, you're practicing, you're like, oh, well, official practice is going to start soon. I don't want to go leave now, get dinner, and then you don't eat till 11 p.m.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, exactly. I'm gonna make Morange our captain. Suck a Morange. All right, so that's that. How's the week looking?
So the week, you guys haven't been here since, or some haven't been here since 2018. They've got like a pretty decent kitchen now, so obviously we've got Coles down the road. You probably stock up on other stuff, but they deep fry a lot of tasty food and other things like that. So pizzas, all sorts of stuff. So there's food available. I sort of said if they're going to get really busy, happy to sort of do like a pre-order the night before, just so they can know what to prepare. But they thought that wouldn't really be a big deal unless we wanted to order 100 pizzas or something. So the week they'll open the doors for us at 8:30 a.m.
Okay.
Right, so everyone needs to start arriving unless they're not reffing or playing the first match at 9. By 8:30, first game 9 o'clock, and then we just pump. There's no, and I guess this sort of segues to the scheduling. Haven't locked in what that looks like yet because of timing and whatnot. I know everyone would like to play as many games as possible, but with 8 teams doing 2 rounds of double elimination, I don't think we'll have enough time unless we're like playing the entire day, and I'm not willing to do that. This needs to have a social aspect to it as well.
Who are you and what have you done with Rusty?
I'm 41 years old. That's the answer. That's me personally. I know other people would love that, but again, I don't want everyone to come. The biggest feedback on other Nats has always been being able to hang out afterwards and be social and have a good time. And you guys are all staying at the Gateway Resort, so
makes it so much
the sooner
easier.
you guys can get there and chill, the better. Relax and hopefully get some more gas in the legs for the next day. So yeah, we'll play to 5 is the plan, but we can play to 6 if we need to. So obviously we'll just see how we go for the first few hours, and if we're on track, then we finish at 5. If we're not on track and there's been limbs and other stuff, well then obviously we need to start getting more limbs, or we will need to start
start playing better, you jerks.
Yeah, that's right.
Or worse, one of the two.
Either or. On the Tuesday, they have a booking between 1 and 3 p.m.
Oh, okay. On the Tuesday.
Okay, so on the Tuesday.
Right.
So I've taken it upon myself, and I have booked the Norman Hotel where we went for lunch in 2018.
Awesome.
So
that place was bomb. I loved it.
Yeah, it was really good. So I rang them and booked it in, and she's like, "Oh, booking's over 40 people. I need payment and ordering up front." I said, "I'm not doing that. If you don't want to take my booking, I'm just going to have 50 people show up at Tuesday the 5th at 1 p.m.
Yeah.
So, all right, what's the details? I'll book it in.
Yeah.
I was like, thank you. So we will go down there, chill. Feel free to drink beer, get hammered. But if you're playing at 3 p.m., I don't give a shit. Hopefully you're playing.
Plenty of people did in 2018. You won't be alone.
Yeah.
So
I think I had a couple myself.
That's the Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay.
Tuesday.
Awesome.
So it's another opportunity for, I guess, a bit of a outside. Everyone's going to have a social catch up, etc. And then I'm assuming the Tuesday will probably just need to blast till 6 because we would have lost
a couple
the
hours.
2 hours. But again, we'll just see.
Yeah,
how we
that's
go.
still only 3 hours after lunch. Well, everybody will be fresh after that. Everybody will be down to play for 3 hours. That'll be fine.
Don't destroy this
Oh,
channel.
well, no, they don't have a choice.
Yeah.
If you want to
Yeah.
forfeit, that's fine. Like, it's not my problem if
Yeah.
they don't want to play. And then, yeah, rinse and repeat once we figure out what the final structure or the round structure looks like.
Okay.
With Beans helping me with the schedule, we can figure out what Friday looks like. We'll then, talking about awards night, dinner, where that's going. So that's all underway and being planned at the moment. I would like to kick that off as early as possible, but at the same time, I don't want to risk the biscuit if we need to play all afternoon on the Friday, to that 4 or 5 o'clock, and then people need to go home, have a shower, get changed, freshen up, and then meet somewhere. So I'm mindful of that in peak hour traffic on a Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's probably a little tricky if we end up eating most of Friday, but we will worry about it.
Yeah.
Want to figure out locations, stuff like that.
Okay. So that's the timing. So to reiterate, it's like 9 o'clock start each day. Doors open at 8:30, which basically means everyone needs to arrive at 8:30 if you're in that first bracket. First game in at 9. Tuesday is the only disruption we have with booking / the group lunch. Now the schedule. Do you want to talk a little bit more about the options there, or do you want to hold off until we kind of? Yeah.
Yeah. Look, I might just make it as part of the post to get, or people can message me what their preference is.
Yeah.
Like, would people want to play 2 full rounds so they get to play everybody evenly, and then sort of set themselves up for how that would look in the finals? But that may mean that the bottom 2 teams don't get to play finals, depending on how much time we've got left. Do we have to shorten the second round and let the RNG of how you get scheduled and drawn out of a hat determine who you play? People might not like that either.
Well, we did that.
Something's got to give.
Or you could do a good version of pods where you take the top 4 teams and the bottom 4 teams rather than evens and odds.
So
and
we
separate people out that way.
So for context, so 2 things for context. The first is in Detroit we played random draw pods essentially, right? Where you had two divisions.
Mostly random.
Right. And that had pros and cons because kia ora, Dolly, thanks for the sub. They had pros and cons because the way the draw ended up happening, it's the luck of the draw. Most of the traveling teams were in one pod, and most of the East Coast teams were in the other, right? So it was teams that usually play each other were in the same pods, and it wasn't ideal, but it was
which I
random,
hated for round play because we got fucking smashed constantly, but I was grateful for it when it came to finals because we had to play super hard because we'd been playing against Detroit A and B pretty much the whole week.
So then that leads into the context for last year when we had the pods, which was the odds and evens pod. So the same thing, everyone gets split into one of 2 pools. Last year was the seeding, 1st, 3rd, 5th, and 7th seeds were in one pod, and 2, 4, 6, 8 were in another. That had benefits, but also had drawbacks. So I think one of the drawbacks from a commentary perspective was that, and maybe even for the bottom tier, is that they, the 2 bottom tier teams who were kind of even didn't get to play each other again, which was a real shame.
It made for not really, aside from the 1 versus 3 and the 2 versus 4, a lot of the games were not really all that interesting.
Yeah,
I didn't think.
Or worthwhile for anyone, right? Even the people
because
playing.
even the 5v7 and the 6v8, there was a gap between the 7 and 8 teams, and then it was still a pretty big jump up from there to 6 and 7. So it would have been much better if the bottom ranked teams could have played each other more, and honestly, if the top ranked teams could have played each other more. Because I'm not saying that Cedar City playing Loveland again gave them an extra edge or something, but I mean it was still a good experience against the home team for them. So I don't know.
And I guess it's a positive for doing full 2 rounds, right? Because everyone does get to play everybody and have
Yep.
those games that they would have otherwise missed out on.
Yeah.
That's open for discussion. But again, it's just going to be dictated by hopefully some common sense and what we can fit in
Yeah.
to the schedule.
Okay. Maybe, and this is just me spitballing. It's obviously not any decisions being made right now, but perhaps it's a case of, all right, the plan is, this is plan A. We do 2 full rounds, and then top 6 qualifying teams play finals. Or option B is 1 full round. Second round is pods, where you have 1 through 4, and then 5v8. So 5 through 8 in the other pod. And then you play full double elim finals. Maybe those are the 2 options, and maybe the community or the captains talk to your team about what your team prefers, and then we discuss it, and then if there needs to be a swing vote, then that comes down to tournament director discretion. Maybe.
So much power.
Yeah, just wield it.
It's not like we haven't come up with quite a few different types of schedules over the years.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm not going to say it's drag and drop
yeah.
at this point, but we have a lot more templates to
For
work
sure.
with. So it's not like we'd have to chuck out hours and hours of work if we decide to, do something slightly different.
And eight teams kind of lends itself better to do this kind of stuff anyway. So
It's a good number.
yeah,
It's
it is
a good number just for like breaking things up in a tournament. Like it makes the schedule easier to make in terms of just mashing things up.
And you potentially get to play more games anyway. Because
Well, I mean, 2023 was great, only having 6 teams. Like that sucks from a turnout perspective, but we all got heaps of games and it was good fun.
yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, I mean, that's all pretty easy, pretty straightforward. I'm sure people will be able to have their discussions off the back of this. Speaking of which, real quick shout out to the new Triple Tap podcast, run by Rockwood, Middleface, and Snuffles from Utah. Follow them.
Got them all. I was like, oh, market insert.
If you haven't already followed them on YouTube. I don't have a link. If someone wants to find a link and chuck it in chat, that would be amazing. Yeah, boys are just
How much
starting off.
content you get every week now?
Yeah,
This is crazy.
it's awful.
Think how much bad laser tag comment you get every week.
It's at least us. We're the worst. Cool. All right. Well, that's all pretty fucking straightforward. You're right. This is easy.
So easy.
so easy. All right. What should we cover next?
The 8th team.
Ah,
Or do you
yes.
want to talk teams?
We'll talk teams. Yeah, let's talk teams. Who have you got
Okay. All right.
as of now?
You're bringing a team.
Yes, Auckland is sending a team.
Yes.
Yes.
Good.
And there will be 3 Brisbane teams.
3 Brisbane teams.
3 Brisbane teams.
Yeah.
And at this stage, still waiting for everyone to book their flights. There should be 3 US teams.
3 fucking hell, that's awesome.
Should
1, 2,
be.
3.
Should be.
Should be.
Yeah,
3
we
US
should
teams.
have an East
Brisbane-
Coast team, a Loveland team, and then kind of like a West Coast hybrid-ish team, kind of.
Yeah, right. Fuck yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
3 traveling US teams. That's big time. Well done, US. Assuming
It's
you
because
all
it's
come.
once they get here, everything's free. Like I said, dirt cheap.
Shout out tariffs.
And then the 8th
No tariffs
team,
on
the 8th
airline
team,
tickets. There's no tariffs on airline tickets.
Services are excluded. The 8th team, that is going to be. It's fluid. There's a couple of European people potentially coming. Taipan has shared. There's a couple of people from Sydney very interested.
Oh, cool.
In coming. So I'm hoping to get some more information in respect to that team. But I guess this is a shout out to people who are thinking about coming, maybe haven't spoken to someone about potentially being on a team. There is a couple of spots left if those 4 people do come that we're trying to finalise an 8th team in full.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's a bit of a roll of the dice. I'm going to be honest. I've played with Marcus before. I haven't played with Thomas. I'm not sure how to say it. And then I haven't played with the 2 Sydney guys. So obviously, the whole idea of making this announcement is to connect people so they can have their own conversation around if they're comfortable playing with each other and committing to actually come. Now, if it comes to a point where, there's, say, a team of 5 for the 8th team, and the experience is somewhat limited, as my role as tournament director, I'll make an executive decision, and they can take whoever the fuck they want from any team during the week, to just give them an opportunity to make their team competitive and have some solid games. So I think that's fair, because, as you know, a really good player in, I guess, any field, but more so, I would say, in Brisbane, just with the complexities of it from time to time, can make a real big difference.
Massive.
For any team.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying a Brisbane player, I'm saying a really good player playing in Brisbane on a team that knows how to play the arena will make a huge impact, even if the rest of the team is somewhat on the lesser experience side.
Right.
So I still want the 8th team to be formed. I want them to come along. I want them to have some competitive games and just have a good old time.
Yeah.
With everybody. So that's the shout out. So once I make the post on the tournament page, reach out. We'll connect you with someone who is coming from you locally, or if you're in Australia, let's just get people connected and try and get it happening.
I think, can I just say something really quick? It's something I've talked about in the past, and something that we kind of touched on this week. The job of a tournament director. Sorry, let me rephrase that. Finding people a team isn't the job of the tournament director. Generally, the tournament director will help put you in touch with people, but we have so many ways of reaching out in our community. The biggest probably is the Laserforce Tournaments Facebook group. If you're not on there, join that group. At some point, we're looking to migrate everything to a Discord server, like a global Laserforce tournament scene Discord server. So once that goes live, we'll let everyone know. But if you want to play, you need to make the effort to find yourself a team. Reach out. People will help put you in touch, but it's not up to anyone else by yourself to get you on a team. We've had instances in the past. Like, I mean, I copped a bunch of shit when we hosted in Auckland for
unjustly.
Yeah, unjustly. And I don't want to see it happen to other people. So yeah, if you want to play, make the effort. Reach out to any of us, because we can put you in touch with other people that want to play. But it's not our job for us to do the legwork for you. So just wanted to. And
also, beggars can't be choosers. If you rock up to the tournament and there's 4 other people that don't have a team, guess what? You're playing with them.
Playing with them. It's the nature of
it is what it is.
Yeah.
Basically. I will do everything I can to make that happen. And like I said, making the best, like, really good players available for that 8th team isn't that common. So I'd like to think
I think that's cool.
Go out of our way to make that a reality for anyone traveling.
Because it gives, in that particular scenario, and just to clarify, it's if the team, if that 8th team, which at the moment is looking to be made up of the traveling European players and also the Sydney-based
couple of Sydney
players.
Guys,
the opportunity, if that team can't find another 2, solid team members, then they get the opportunity to play with anyone else in the tournament, and that's really cool for not only them but also for other people, but for the other people in the tournament that might have the opportunity to start, like, I don't know, like teaching or giving them the opportunity to see how to kind of play the arena. Not just from an external, they obviously can go and watch other teams play, but having someone kind of leading you is also pretty beneficial. So that's really awesome. I think that's cool.
Because otherwise, the 4 don't come and we don't have an 8th team, right? Which is the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
And I don't want that.
We don't want that.
I don't
Eight
want that.
is much better than 7 because really scheduling wise, like you don't actually get that much back with 7 teams as opposed to 8. It's much cleaner to have a nice even 8 teams.
Yeah.
And it's better for the Brisbane owners to make, like another $1,000.
Yeah. Absolutely. Sweet. All right. Well, I mean, dude, like 8 is. I think 8's kind of. I don't know. I think I prefer 8.
8's very good. We've had 10 teams at literally we've only had more than 8 3 times that I can think of.
Yeah.
Which was 2015 in Loveland, 2018 in Brisbane, and 2019 in Detroit.
Yeah.
And then like COVID happened, it's kind of a hard reset. But 8 teams is like that's a good size Nats. The fact that there have only been 3 that have been bigger than that, and really, let's be honest, in a lot of those Nats, like the bottom 1 or 2 teams, sometimes it's like, well, I'm glad they got to play, but
yeah, like
wasn't really at the same level with everyone else.
Especially if it's 9. If it's 9 teams, 9 is awkward. 9's as awkward as 7.
Oh no, I definitely didn't want an uneven amount. So this is. Yeah, look, it's working out.
Yeah.
And coming together.
Yeah.
Well, I am hopeful to buy my ticket on Tuesday. The universe keeps interceding because we got our new washing machine, but then the check engine light on my car came on the other day. So the universe keeps conspiring against me to be like, oh, no, you don't have the budget yet. And I was like, oh.
Not
But
this week.
I should have a lot of things cleared up by like Monday afternoon. I should have a much clearer picture of what my schedule, what my budget
Awesome.
looks like. So hopefully I can buy a ticket then.
Than's booked his. I've booked mine. There's people making plans. It's gonna be sick.
I've booked mine as well.
You have? Ah,
Good for you,
confirmed.
Rusty. Good man.
I mean,
I've
I'll be there.
booked my tolls. All right. What else was on the list?
I think that is it.
That's it.
I think we have covered everything.
So,
The tournament dates and extra games, captain's.
We have a few more weeks to figure things out
Yes.
if we forgot any details.
I guess the
Yeah,
big thing
no.
is having those final team. That final team was confirmed, which I mean, honestly, that's out of your hands. That comes down to players booking their flights and once you book your flight, you're confirmed. Until you do, or unless you're local, obviously. But and
yes,
then,
I would like a list that I can keep to myself.
Yeah.
For now, until people say, "Yep, I've booked my ticket," and I can start. I'll have one post with the teams and the players once it's all confirmed, and then I'll have another post with all the details
awesome.
that we can pin or something if possible.
Do
And then that way we can start seeing it put together.
Do we want to talk about awards dinner yet, or do we want to hold off on that until we?
I mean, look, it's nice that happy to chat through it.
You know what?
You've still got the connections.
We'll leave it till.
No, like the only caveat is, like I said, the schedule and
Yeah.
when we may finish. Like Brisbane does have fairly bad traffic. If we finish at 4:30 and everyone has to go south to get home, shower, changed, and then come back.
Yeah.
It'll be going against the traffic, but it'll take a while. It'll
Yeah.
be like an hour and a half, 2 hours. So it might mean we don't kick off until 6 or 6:30,
Yeah.
and then that might impact where we can actually host it. Right?
Okay.
We didn't start. I
Once we
feel
get
like
the schedule.
in Auckland we might not start it until like 7 or
Wouldn't know.
maybe even 7:30. I can't remember.
Neither.
Yeah, I bet you can't remember either.
I was so gutted, dude. I'm still gutted as.
I am too. We need a redo because I really wanted you at that awards dinner.
Yeah, it was such a shame.
Cameras, yes, I did. I have spoken to the owners. They are in the process of pumping up their internet connection. I told them we would need a Wi-Fi booster in the arena somewhere. So they're going to try and get a nice connection for the streaming and also for the camera connection. obviously we have their okay to get everything set up. There'll be a handful of people allowed to touch the computer, very limited. Oh, the other person I haven't spoken about that is going to make my life easier during the week is Tragedy is going to be there the whole week, and he will be holding a schedule, and he will be whipping everyone in and out of games to make sure that we are starting and finishing as close to perfection as we possibly can.
That's so good.
So,
Tragedy?
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
never heard of him. So he's coming out of retirement not to play.
It would feel weird, right? It'd feel weird to have a tournament in Brisbane and Traj not be a part of it at all. That would be.
I'll be honest. I didn't have to really twist his arm. He was just like, "Yeah, I'll do it."
Yeah.
First ballot, inaugural Laserforce Hall of Fame inductee Tragedy.
1 and 1A.
So yeah, we should be good there as well. I forgot to talk about that, but
yeah,
hopefully you'll have a nice internet connection for the stream. We'll be able to get the cameras set up. Obviously, I don't know how to do any of that shit, so we'll be led by that. Chris will hopefully be around to help us get some stuff sorted if needed. We're pretty well positioned with all the nuts and the bolts.
Yeah.
So hopefully that answers your question about the cameras.
So actually, on that, because we've talked about what the stream looks like for this year. It'll definitely be different from last year. So we reached out this week to Mischief just to ask myself, Gabe, Mischief. We had a conversation about the extra stuff that kind of all the flavor, all the seasoning that adds flavor to the actual stream for the week. Last year, Luke / Mischief put in a massive effort, and we talk about it all the time, but I'll talk about it again. Massive effort to create the player profile videos. So much so that it was essentially his more than a part-time job for the better part of like 3 or 4 months to create and edit these videos. He said he can't put the same amount of effort as last year in, but he said that he is willing to he is willing to
come on,
do the bulk of the heavy lifting. So
300 hours of unpaid labor doesn't sound good to you? Jeez.
What he said was, if we are able to, and by we I mean we, the community, are able to film the videos for him, he'll edit them and put some player profiles together. But essentially, I'll be sending out a questionnaire or like an interview kind of sheet for each team captain. If you guys want to have a player profile, and they were really, really cool last year, they looked awesome. If you want to have a player, really cool. If you want to have one for this year, just follow the guide, record it, preferably record it landscape on your phone like that, and he'll edit them and put something together for them.
Can I include a link to my Patreon in my profile so that way I can start piling up some bucks to pay for the tournament?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, cool. Yes, you can. So that's really awesome of him to kind of.
That's above and beyond.
Yeah, most definitely.
It's kind of like Stats Guide.
Yeah. Which one?
Stats Guide.
Never heard of him.
There's only one Stats Guide, but we don't use his real name.
No.
Yeah. Why isn't he coming? Come on.
That is weird.
Well,
I told him there's another team being formed. There's a spot for him.
Yeah.
If he's interested.
We refer to him as he who shall not buy a subscription to the Resupply. Is Liquid Death going to be there? No, but part of
we're boycotting American companies. So.
Shut out, tariffs. We so as many of you know, there is a wider interest in some extracurricular. Whoa!
Oh, good lord! There's that cyclone again.
Yeah, that's fucking uh-oh. Cool. Sorry about that. That's the emergency alert. Shit's about to get crazy.
Sorry,
here, I think.
Topaz has exploded again. You're all have 5 minutes to live.
You're fucked. What was I saying? Oh yeah. We are running a disc golf tournament. Laserforce Disc Golf Association is running a oh yeah, that's right. We'll get there too. A tournament after the Space Marines tournament. It'll run Saturday, Sunday, Monday. I'll put a post out, but I am looking to lock down some confirmed numbers for that. We've got sponsors. We've got a bunch of sponsors that have come on to gift merch and stuff. So if you want to play, send me a PM and I'll put you on the list. But yeah, it's going to be really, really fun. Right. One last thing. On the Wednesday, we've got a friend of ours who lost our fantasy sports league last year, and he's being punished. So part of his punishment is he has to do a Type 5 stand-up comedy set, which will be the Wednesday night. Yeah, dude, all 4 of us were absolutely shitting our pants about potentially having to do this. It'll be the Wednesday. If you want to buy tickets, there are tickets available at this link. It's the Wednesday night which is what, Wednesday the 6th, I think.
Yep.
Sounds right. Yes, Wednesday, August 6th.
Tickets will probably sell out, so get them sooner rather than later. I think it's like $10 for us, which is pretty fucking cheap. And it'll be a night of comedy, so he's going to be the penultimate set, so he'll go up just before the headliner. It's going to be brutal and hilarious. So if you guys want to come and hang out that night, it's going to be great. We're going to pack the house with hopefully semi-friendly faces for our mate Frosthammer. Right. I think that's the end of tournament stuff for now. I think. Is there anything I missed?
That's a good summary.
Probably it for now.
Yeah. Rusty's gonna post all the things after, later today on the tournament page. Keep an eye out for it.
And then if people can start letting me know their players and when they've booked, so I could start
just through Facebook.
Getting
Cool.
Just so I can start locking in a master list of who I know is 100% coming.
Awesome. Perfect. Right. Oh, what's up with this medic thing?
What do you want to know about the medic ding?
Have you guys, I haven't experienced it yet. DK, I can't imagine you have either.
No, thanks for rubbing it in, buddy. Good night.
So I feel like we've had this thing for years.
Really?
We've had it forever.
Well, for those who don't know, what is it?
So if you shoot the medic,
yeah,
you shoot the medic, it dings.
Just
so
for
you shot the medic. Just for the person that's just shot the medic.
Right.
So in a game where you're not 100% sure who the medic is, you will know who the medic is.
Easy mode.
Now,
okay.
Look, you could look at it several different ways as to why it was added. You must remember, we play in Brisbane, and Scorpion, Chris, who I love ever so dearly, we don't get consulted on things. we get told we're trying a new game. The emergency resupply just showed up one week. We had no fucking idea how it worked. Then all of a sudden we're like, what the fuck's this ding? And you're like, oh, it's the medic. You just no heads up, just in the game, ding. I heard, wait, what was that? Oh, Chris, did you check? Yeah, I added that. Cool. A heads up living.
Who's
nice.
it for? Because. What?
Well, don't forget, the other team gets warned if your medic gets shot, right? You now get hey, your medic's under attack.
Yeah.
Right. So I don't know whether or not it was added to sort of balance out to help the attacking player know who the medic is.
Right.
We haven't dug deep. I found out what it was, and then I just was like, cool, and I just moved on. Now, I will say, out of all the years I've been playing, it is my new favorite sound.
Is it really?
Oh yeah.
Like
Who doesn't
from
love shooting the medic?
I was gonna say, like, two things came to mind when I saw the video about this. One was a thought that like honestly, most of the time, I don't think that's actually gonna fundamentally change gameplay that much. Like most of the time, you're gonna figure out who the medic is pretty quickly.
It's not groundbreaking.
Yeah, you're gonna figure that out. The second part of me remembers reading this scientific study about rats who could dispense cocaine out of a little the pellet dispenser where they could press the button, and literally they kept pressing the button until they died because that's just like how addicted to it they became. And that was immediately what came to mind. I was thinking about like, oh, you get an extra sound when you hit the medic now? Oh my god, that's like crack for laser tag players. They're gonna go for that.
But
So if you're the medic who's just gone to get their bases and you just shot the medic, yeah, you forget about getting your bases. You're like, oh, that's a medic.
I'm gonna get.
I'm going to get some more medic kits. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily change how you even play, but for newer players who are still sort of learning and whatnot, maybe it'll help them a lot.
Yeah.
You go, oh well, that's actually really good. That's the medic. For many others, I think it's just like, oh cool, I've got a medic here.
So
I know who the medic is for sure.
Okay, so from what I can gather, a lot of these things have been implemented to lower the barrier of difficulty for newer players. And obviously there's benefits for us who've been playing for a long time, but that's who it benefits most, right? Is the newer players.
If you I mean, look, by the time you're sort of getting your groove into learning how to play Laserforce, you've been there for a few months and you probably know who everybody is, but maybe you still don't know exactly who could be sitting where depending on who's playing medic. Yes, that would be helpful.
Okay.
I think. Because like especially when you least expect it.
Yeah.
You're like, you look downstairs and someone's run past and you shot them and it's like ding, you're like, they're getting bases. So off you go, right? But again, like you have to be in the right place at the right time for it to be actually beneficial in that sense. And then to try and get downstairs to stop them getting bases is its own difficulty, just how the way the arena is. But I like the sound. It's there. It's not going away. Like even if we all said we hate it, Chris, we want it gone. Guess what? It's not going.
Just chucks the middle finger up.
It's not going. And there have been people asking about the emergency resupply. I don't know if any other arenas have it yet, where once your medic or your ammo die, you can run in and essentially get resupply after your resupply's dead. Yeah. That will not be on during Nats. Yes. That is, again, a Monday night special thing. SM5 in its purity, once your medic is dead, you do not get any more lives.
Perfect.
That's how the game is designed. That is how the game plays. That's it.
Okay.
Medic's dead. Good luck. Have fun. Also goes if the ammo dies early and the medic's still alive, you can actually get some shots every 30 seconds, which is nice. But it's like just a means to an end. It does have a little bit of a different dynamic on a Monday, but I absolutely would not have it in.
Do they have it on all the time on a Monday for you guys?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah. So I might actually need to talk to Chris about the game I select that is set up that it doesn't turn it on.
Yeah. Well, if it's like most sites, there's like 3 different versions of SM5. It's like SM5 Tournament Space Marines 5 ZZ Tournament SM5 no sound ... or whatever your settings are.
Final
yes.
V2.
Yeah.
I've put a link in chat. That links to friend of the program Tivia. Tivia loves tag. Tivia Chick loves laser tag. There we go. Rolls off the tongue. She did a video about this, featuring the legend that is the unnamed Cody, or just unnamed Cody. I don't think he requires a the. Good video. Check it out if you want to watch it.
He's earned a B at this point.
The unnamed Cody. Check it out. That link. It's only like 4 minutes, so it's worth a watch. Then you'll understand what the sound sounds like and whether or not you hate it. As as someone who's we had to come up the hard way. I hate how these things make it easier, but from an actual better way of thinking about it. It's better because it means hopefully more people can, stick around and play the game, I guess.
See, the one that I have a love-hate relationship with is dun 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 dun.
Yeah.
Because it's when I'm playing Commander, I hate that because I'm just like, I'm not stupid. I know I have a nuke. You don't need to announce it to everybody else. You
Yeah.
fucking asshole. That's how I got that nuke canceled with that fucking random draw.
War sucks. It really, really sucks.
Well,
I will say that.
I could have
Might
pulled
as
two
well say that.
nukes. I could have pulled 2 nukes in Melbourne in like 2000 and I forget which year it was.
3.
And I
7?
pulled 1, 3 maybe. I could have double nuked and killed the ammo, and I pulled 1. I didn't know I had 2, and I would have loved to have had that sound back then.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Definitely.
So look, there's pros and
Have a
cons.
big fat 2 on the back of your gun, saying that. By the way, you have 2 nukes.
Oh man, I don't even know what the guns used to look like. Anyway. Yes, no, it is what it is. It's in that will begin the emergency resupply.
Okay, good. I mean, I think it's not a bad thing, really. Like, in all seriousness, it's quite a cool feature. It just, the emergency resupply fundamentally changes the way the game is played. So,
Oh yeah, it's like
good.
having a warbot in. You can't have that for a tournament
Nah,
game.
not at all. Wicked. All right. Was there anything else that we want to talk about? Can't remember. There's nothing on the
Pretty
agenda.
good list. I mean, we talked about stuff that's going to happen in the tournament. We talked about the medic thing. We've talked about, everybody just needs to book the damn tickets,
That's
including me.
Book
I'm throwing
tickets
myself
and
into
let
that
me
number.
know.
what? Book your tickets, let you know.
Yeah, everyone, once they've booked their tickets, let me know.
Yes.
So we can make the list. Yeah.
Please do that. This tournament's going to be pretty great, and without having any, without having any actual confirmation either way, this might be the last opportunity for anyone to play a nationals in this arena. What is your camera up to? Wow, that was awesome. He's face shifting.
Oh, I don't know what's going on. Sorry.
This is how he reappears in your resupply randomly. You guys are seeing
Yeah,
the process of how Rusty just discorporates.
he's moving so quick. Yeah, Matrix, exactly right. Breaking news: you got travelers insurance for 1. Smart. Oh,
I covered it up. I was just trying to bring it back to life.
And then there was a nuclear blast in Brisbane, and it whited out the camera. That's what that emergency alert was for.
he's been a hologram this whole time. Hey, Rusty, thank you for coming on the show today, man. It's always
My pleasure.
very nice to have yarns with you. I'm looking forward to having a sneaky beverage or 4 with you this year. This time in your neck of the woods. It's going to be fun.
It is going to be fun. I'm pumped. And
Yeah.
now that we've sort of got everything locked in, it makes it more fun to talk about.
Yeah.
Which is nice.
Things are starting to take shape, which is real nice, because that's honestly the time where Nats, the hype train really kicks off, is when people are like, yeah, okay, flights are booked, we're solid, we'll see you in August. So everyone should come and hang out with us, because it's going to be fun as shit.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. We should be back on next week, possibly with a fan returning. We'll see. We'll keep you guys posted. We'll keep you in the loop. Yeah, I can't wait for Nats. I'm very, very excited. I'm very excited for all the extracurricular as per normal. You got to bug Marco next week? Thank you. I feel bad prodding him. Oh yeah, there's gonna be merch and all that kind of shit. Which we'll keep an eye out on the tournaments page. I will
Expect nothing less.
Yeah, I will most definitely be shaking people down for more money this year. So I can't wait to fill up my wallet with all of your cash. On that note, hit that subscribe button. No. For this week, I've been a guy next door.
I've been DK.
Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it?
I've been Rusty.
Boom, nailed it. So smooth. We'll edit it in post. Always remember to buy travel insurance, kids. We will see you next week. Ka kite.
Goodbye.